No, well, that was a big fuck up. Sorry, we had some problems. So if you're listening to it and you're like, they just stopped. Yeah. What the fuck happened?
Well, we did. We wanted to throw you through a loop.
Yeah, that's what we do. We like to play around with your balls. Tickle your taint a little bit.
I guess.
No, we just lost, like, fucking everything. And then we had to just... It was so bad we just had to start another one. So this would be part 3. Our first part 3. That was impressive.
Thank you. I wanted everybody to hear that.
To appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's monumental, though. Our first part 3.
Was an oops.
Yeah, well,
I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted our
No,
part
this is
3.
the greatest part 3 that's ever been made. This part 3 has more validity to it than any other part 3 that's ever been made.
Really?
I do, yes. This part 3 will go down as... We're going to have so many part 3s, we're going to get tired of having part 3s.
So it's like the part 3. It's like the
I wish I
drive.
could do a Trump, by the way.
I
really do. I can't
I wish I could do a Bernie one. Like, if I could do one politician,
Bernie would
it would
be
be
good.
Bernie. I would be doing Bernie
but
all the time.
there's not a lot of funny shit to say. Like,
It doesn't matter. You throw a Bernie voice behind it, and it's funny.
I guess, but I mean... No, you sound heroic.
Yeah, exactly.
You sound like you're like fighting off like
right.
hordes of evil bills.
Right.
Anyway, no. Your girlfriend is saying that Trump's an asshat.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and
I mean,
she
didn't use those words.
No,
but
right, I'm paraphrasing. But I was going to the point where I'm getting tired of the liberals, where like Michael Moore. Where it's like, I'm so shocked by this. And it's like, it's not.
And
that.
I've started clarifying to people that I'm not your typical liberal because I'm not a pussy and I'm not a pushover. That is why I'm getting sick of liberals, is because so many of them are safe spaces. I hate that.
Fucking can't stand that
I absolutely hate. And I appreciate that people are. I don't want to say emotional. That they're passionate. They're passionate about. I'm cool with that because passionate doesn't always mean that you're crying about it.
No,
I hate the crying about it. But the passion. I want you to be passionate. I want you to be emphatic about it. But come on, guys, don't be pushovers. This is what gives liberals a bad name, is that we're all just a bunch of emotional wrecks waiting to blame everything on everyone else like Trump does.
Not to mention, and this is what...
Trump's a liberal in disguise.
This is what gets me... Oh, I've said that all along.
Right, yeah.
If anyone's a fucking snowflake, it's him. The thing that gets me more than anything is like... did you catch Milo on...
My Little Pony.
Milo Yuka, whatever his name is.
Yeah, no, I have not. Kobe.
He, as soon as he got out there, Bill's audience just like booed him, and they didn't want him to be there, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we were, at one point, liberals were the ones who were about free speech.
Right.
And not about censorship, and now we're like, if you don't agree with us, then we're gonna, and I am sorry, but we're gonna be violent and protest.
Yeah.
No. We need to let people talk. I mean, hear what you have to say. They're probably going to say fucked up, stupid shit you don't agree with, and that's
like Madonna.
Fine. That's fine. Fucking disagree with them, but don't try to censor people.
Right.
I mean,
but I don't know. Like, I agree with you, but then I think about Madonna, and I'm like,
well,
that was
stupid.
Stupid.
It was
you
stupid,
should censor yourself.
But she should be able to say it.
I agree.
I mean, look at like where Canada's at. There's that one comedian who he was making fun of a little boy who was mentally retarded.
Yeah.
And he made some jokes about it. And he got sued by his own government.
Yeah.
He owes him like $42,000.
Yep.
I mean, come on. We don't want to get to that place.
Right.
We don't want to be...
You should be
You can't say the N-word and you can't say this next. It hurts people's feelings. No, you should just have enough fucking gumption to not fucking be an asshole.
I mean, if you say it... It's like yelling fire in a theater. If you say it, you can say it, but you got to deal with the consequences that happens afterwards.
Exactly.
I don't think that the consequences should be instituted by the government. I think it should be on more of a social aspect. If you lose your career over it, that's what happens.
And I feel like you shouldn't be able to stop people from saying it.
Right, but and I was
no
about
matter
to say,
what
I don't
it
think
is.
you should.
No,
lose
I mean,
your career
granted,
over it.
if somebody was going to yell fire in a movie theater, I think that person, if someone could stop them, okay, they should.
No, I
because
know.
kids might get trampled and shit. But for the most part, No, like, Milo should be able to speak wherever the fuck he wants. I completely disagree with him, and I don't like him. And you know another reason I don't like him? I'm going to be completely honest here.
Okay.
He's a twink.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, gay people. Like, I don't mind gay people.
Right.
But I cannot stand the over drama, over little twinkle.
Right.
You know? Come on.
I know.
Please. I mean, don't.
I know.
Just, well, you noticed my hair and and I'm like, oh, come on.
I know.
Like, I don't respect a woman that acts that way.
Right, yeah.
The fuck are you doing? I'm sorry, hate me if you want for that, but I should have the ability to say that.
Right.
So, just like I don't fucking like Muslims. You know why I don't like Muslims? Because of your religion. I don't like Christians because of your fucking religion. When you decide to take your beliefs over the safety and the well-being of other people, I don't like you.
Right, yeah, I agree.
And that's,
Yeah,
Now, granted, okay, like, you're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
But I don't mind you because you understand, like, you're not going to stone a woman for sitting on a pew while she's having her period.
And,
But just one second. Just before I dig myself in a bigger hole.
Sure.
But there's a lot of Muslims that do believe that gays should be killed. That women, if they show their face, should be.
Right.
Those are the ones I'm referring to that I don't like. Just like the Christians, like your fucking Jerry Falwells and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I just didn't want to be like, just spouting out the N word and then like I had a reason, but it gets cut off.
No, and like I was talking, I went to see my lovely grandpa the other day. Love him very much.
Good guy.
My mother was there.
Good woman.
Which, I'm in a predicament where it's like, I feel bad because I don't go see my parents. Like my dad, he kind of actually touched my heart a little bit because he's like, well, how come you don't ever come by anymore? Because I haven't seen him in probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Whoa.
He was like, well, why don't you come by anymore? I was like, well, I've just been busy. And I feel bad because I do want to go. I don't like that my dad's upset because my beef really is not with him. It's with Mom. But...
Isn't it about this show? Isn't that what started some of it?
Well, it's just part of it, and we just don't see eye to eye, and I don't even bring this up. 5 minutes being there, she brings stuff up just to irritate me. That's why I don't go there anymore.
I can respect that.
Right, and I feel bad, but... Because, I'm like, well, I want to spend time with my parents. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to deal with the arguments and stuff. But she was there. And sure enough, I shared something, I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, it was a Rick and Morty excerpt, and it was basically talking about, love's just a chemical, I shared it on Valentine's Day, love's just a chemical that your basic, most animalistic need is, triggers you to mate. It's just a chemical, focus on science, rise above, Morty. And I love that, I shared it.
That's awesome.
This is what she did, she was like, so tell Grandpa what that post you shared on Facebook today was. And I was like, which one are you talking about? I share so many crappy memes.
That's all you do.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the love one? She's like, yeah. And so I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's a chemical. It's been studied by scientists, et cetera, et cetera. She's like, well, no, it was put there by God. And I'm like, okay, look, if you really want... I even tried to compromise. I was like, look, if you really want to put God into it, how do you know that God didn't put it there? And it is a chemical that's stuck. Maybe it's both.
Yeah,
and she's like, well, yeah, I can see that.
I'm like, I'm
like, but fact of the matter is, before humans put a really emotional twist on it, it was that it's the same chemicals found in animals.
Yeah,
it is. And
it is. Yeah,
they, some animals show loving characteristics, but it is one of your basic, sex is one of the most basic needs a human has.
Can I ask you a question on this?
Yes, sir.
Do you think... And I'm 100%... I just know where this is going to come from. Okay. Do you think the members of NAMBLA... Do you think they do really have love?
I don't know. Why wouldn't they?
Because I feel like they do. I honestly do.
Right.
And you know what NAMBLA is, right?
Yeah.
So, did God create the love between an adult male and a little boy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same. Like, why don't we ever talk about that? Like, because where you're going from, what you're talking about, your post is like, listen, I wouldn't even say love. It'd be lust.
Right.
That's what That's what Rick was talking about.
No, I know, but we've put in the love connotation on it.
Right.
And I see where Mom was coming from about, well, he loved... I can already hear the argument, he loved us first, so we love... How does that go? He loved, therefore we love, or whatever, however that goes.
So then, God's responsible?
Jeez.
No, I'm just saying...
You're being a real politician here,
I'm just,
putting a twist on my words.
No, I'm literally asking,
No,
It is, right?
No, I mean... The lust part, yes.
Or a guy in his vehicle. How about that? Because, okay, I can see where you don't want to go with... But the guy that fucks his van? Mm-hmm. That guy loves his van.
Yeah. Look, I love my bass. I love my guitar. I don't have sex with it, though.
No.
So, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think you truly commit.
Right.
This guy's committed to his
Jizz
van.
all over it. But, no, I
understand what you're saying. As a parent, though, and I love starting a sentence with as a parent because I'm making myself more important.
Right, yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I love my kid, mm-hmm. and I don't have obviously anywhere near that. My kid's 4 years old, mm-hmm. but he's my world, mm-hmm. and I want to hang out with him or I want to spend time with him. Well, I put on Trolls or. The Lego movie or something he wants to watch. Mm-hmm. So he'll but that way, we could, if I want to watch a movie with him, whatever, I will forgo what I would want to watch, mm-hmm. or I want to watch Better Call Saul or something, but it's fucking cussing, whatever. But I don't do that because I want to play on his field,
right?
So we can hang out together. I feel like your mom maybe isn't doing that for you. And that would make it hard for, I could see it. She's not giving you that, pass, so to speak. She almost she's finding shit to just dig at you.
No,
instead of be cool. And I can understand where you'd be I don't want to see her, but...
Right.
And I don't understand her, as a parent, why she would want to do that.
I don't know. And I mean, I'm not saying that she's, an awful person or whatever, in general. But it irritates me to no end. Because, I mean, I'm dead serious. I don't start this stuff. They will...
And I trust you. That's why I say I don't understand why she does that.
Right. Because I can... If I don't see eye to eye with someone, that's fine. I can deal with that.
We don't see eye to eye on lots of stuff.
Right.
It's kind of, okay.
But if you bring it up just to irritate me and just to get me going... And see, the problem is I should be the bigger person and just not even respond. But I can't do that.
You're the younger one.
Right. I shouldn't have to be. The bigger person, I mean.
No, you shouldn't.
So it's just obnoxious having to...
And the bigger person is the one that doesn't bring it up.
Right, yeah.
But
actually, where I was going with this entire thing was when you were talking about putting your religion before the safety of others.
Yeah.
I asked her, because when we were talking about all this, I was like, why is it that Christians are so opposed to science? And by the way, I am being completely honest with you, I couldn't even finish my sentence because she was like, well, no. And I was like, no, you do though, because... And she's like, no, I'll argue this with you all day. I was like, I don't care if you argue with me. Let me finish my sentence. Because I was actually getting pissed at that. I hate it when people just interrupt you.
Right.
Let me finish my sentence. I'm trying to make a point here. Why... I asked her, I was like, why are Christians so opposed to science? It's you bring up science and it's oh, no. And that is one of my problems with my woman, is she hates Bill Nye. And I was like, why?
She hates Bill Nye?
Yeah, and I'm like, how?
Bill Nye?
I was like, why? He's like, oh, just what he stands for and stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, global warming and stuff. I'm like, what? And see, that's my problem, though, is they have problems with stuff that's been observed. People have studied it. They've looked at it. Why do you have such a problem with this?
Every other country in the world believes in climate change.
But then...
We're the only one that doesn't.
Then, when you say, well, maybe God put it there. Oh.
Then it becomes okay.
Really? Oh, it's okay now. And I just don't get that. It's you have such a... What is the problem with science? And that is honestly one of the biggest problems that I've had with Christianity. I consider myself a Christian... And I start to get to this point where I'm like, you know what? I am comfortable with calling myself a Christian. I understand what I believe in, and I'm good with it. But then I talk to my parents, and if this is what Christianity's like, I don't want to do that. I don't understand, and it was like this my entire high school and middle school career, because I went to a private Christian school, which is great. Like, I'll emphasize this time and time again, I don't care if you're religious until you're stupid about it. And what was stupid about it was that it's like they hear the word science when you bring religion into it too, and they just shut down. And all of a sudden, logic goes out the door.
Like one negates the other.
Right. It's like, the Bible never says how long ago the world was created. Science, though, does show that it's millions.
Some ideas.
It is likely millions of years old because, like, stars is what they base it off a lot. The time that it takes from one, and I don't know the math, so I'm sorry, but the time it takes light to get from one star to us, they've estimated can take millions of years.
Yeah.
So, and when a star dies and we don't see it, if it's far away, it could be dead for 1,000,000 years, and we're just now seeing that. I don't understand the 7,000-year-old or 10,000-year-old. Why it's like, well, why is that a problem to understand? Why does it matter how old the Earth is?
I've heard a lot lower numbers than that, even.
Oh, I've never heard less than 7,000.
I've heard like 4 or 5.
I've never heard that. But I don't understand. Why does it matter how old the Earth is?
Yeah.
Because I think the other problem is they tie, oh, well, if it's more than 7,000 years old, you're arguing for evolution too. I'm like, yeah, I am a little bit. You are more of an evolutionist than I am.
I'm completely set on evolution.
And I'm not. I'm more of like micro, I get, but macro, I don't think I'll ever be set on that. But they don't have to go hand in hand.
I think it's one of those things that, like, it would be hard to completely wrap your mind around until you think about, like, the long haul. Like, certain changes happen.
Yeah.
For instance, there's a lot of kids being born without an appendix.
That's micro, though.
But hold on. But then a lot of people are now starting to get what's the poop disease?
Dysentery?
Dysentery. Yes. Apparently, your appendix is good for which we didn't know that. It's really good for holding up bacteria.
Really?
Yeah, didn't know that's what it's for.
I didn't either.
But we don't use it, so you're right. That's a micro. But like that whole change has been like going on for like 100, 200 years or whatever, and it's just this tiny little different, you know. But we've been here for like millions. Well, life has been here for millions and millions of years. So, and I get like how, I don't completely get how, like one little amoeba, became like a lizard, became like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, and I get
later became like a chicken.
I definitely get what you're saying about if you're here long enough, you can definitely go from one thing to another. I get that, but the only problem is we've never really found any skeletons that any missing links.
Yeah, we have.
No, definitely not.
Tons of them.
None that are reliable.
The ape to man?
The one that they fused together? Lucy?
No. There's skeletons from ape, Homo. What is his name?
I don't know. I can't ever remember those specific ones.
Homo erectus, Homo sapien, Homo.
We need to watch Futurama. They go through all that.
Homo. Yeah, but no, they found.
But see, that's
if you go to at the museum in Washington D.C., they actually have
and see that is a human evolution though. I'm talking about from a fish to a human or a bird to a human. Those are the things we don't see. Well, the humans I understand because
the idea wasn't that it ever went from a fish to a human though.
Yeah.
No, because the fish is a completely different.
And even
creature.
monkeys, I don't agree with.
Even though you can see the ape,
you can, but it's not the skeletons aren't of apes. They're of humans, but the bone and the muscle structure is different.
Right. Well, and
I think
that's one of those big things, those misnomers, is that we were once the apes that are out, because we weren't. We're a different strain.
Right.
And
see, I don't think we were ever monkeys.
I don't know if we were always meant to be what we are now, or if environment involved us to this, but like, we were just a different strain
Right.
that kept going.
Right.
But, like, yeah, we weren't ever like a little chimpanzee.
Right.
Which
But
would be
see-
awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I would love to be a little chimpanzee.
We were more human than okay.
But
hang
some
on.
of those, like, between, like, before ape, like, it was so long ago. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, most of it's probably fucking, all the skeletons left are probably oil.
Right, yeah. I don't know.
They're probably in my Toyota.
I don't know, but the point is, I don't understand why science just gets shut down by religious groups. I don't understand it. Like, don't you wouldn't you rather not so much put your faith, but just listen to something that is studyable? Is that a word?
Yeah.
It's a word now.
No, but
studyable,
I-
observable.
I get the other side, though, more.
What, the religious side?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, like, as much as I believe into evolution and in
Yeah.
science and whatever, I would much rather, like, I would be so happy if, like, God came down or something.
Yeah.
Because the alternative, what me and many other people believe in, is really pretty dank. Like, it's
Dank?
dark, dank. It's not good.
What is it?
Oh, you just die.
So?
That's it.
But if there's nothing after, then...
I mean,
nothing else. It's
but
just-
an
it's
afterlife
nothing.
where you get to see your loved ones again, and
Yeah, right, yeah, I get
that. I totally want to believe in that.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
And so I get why people are religious, 100%, and I hope they're right.
Well, yeah, I just don't get why there can't be a little bit of both.
I agree, 100%.
Because, it's like I said, I consider myself a Christian, but I also believe the world could be millions of years old. I'm not opposed to looking at stuff that is observable and has been proven by science. And, the thing that I like about science, it wants to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
It wants to be proven wrong so it can correct it and make it right. That's the whole purpose of science, is to get to the bottom of things. And if something's wrong, like, okay, well, here's what we can do to fix it.
Yeah, you're never gonna you're never gonna beat science.
Right.
You might beat religion, but you can't beat science because science is evolving and changing.
I don't think you can beat religion.
There's
There's
I
not...
think you can't because, like, how do I put this? With science, it's like multiple ideas and theories and whatever. And if one's wrong, they say, we're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But religion is like just this one, like, for instance, like the first religions were like Viking religion, like paganism and blah, blah, blah. If you're a pagan now, you're fucking weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, because Christianity's big right now, it probably won't be in a couple centuries.
Maybe not. Here's why I don't think you can beat
wasn't
religion.
a couple centuries ago.
Right. Here's why I don't think you can beat religion. Science can be temporarily beaten in the aspect that it can get proven wrong, but then they kind of come back and they're like, okay, this is how it actually is now that we know more.
Right.
We're proven wrong. Religion, I don't think, can be beaten because there's not a way to disprove it. In order to beat something, you have to show that it's wrong, and there's no real way to show that any religion's wrong. Until the time,
Well, okay, I should have said... Here's what I should have said. Is a certain religion. Because no certain religion has ever been dominant since...
No, I know.
But
I'm saying, I'm speaking for all religions. There's no way to prove it wrong.
Oh, for all religions, yeah, because something else is going to step up.
No, I'm not talking about which one's more dominant.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Oh.
Is like...
No, I'm just saying as far as...
Like, if you're going Christianity versus science, science will win. Because in 2 or 3 centuries from now, science will still be around.
Right.
Christianity will probably be replaced with Muslim or something.
I get what you mean.
Someone else
I get
will
what you
take
mean.
the lead.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Christianity's going to completely go away.
Right.
Yeah.
No, okay, I get what you mean.
That's what I was talking
I
about.
thought you were saying as far as
No,
being
not like all
disproved.
religion. That would be...
As far as being disproved is what I thought you meant.
No. I
Okay.
just...
That makes more sense.
Longevity. I feel bad for you, by the way.
Why's that?
You walk a real tight rope in your social life, don't you?
I really do.
Oh.
Man, I tell you what. It's, But
let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Are most of your friends
Yes. Yes, they are.
religious and conservative?
My good friends are not. And there's a reason they're my good friends. But my friends and family especially, yeah, they're pretty religious and conservative. But, I mean, like, I can't think aside from my girlfriend, I cannot think of one person that I'm really close to that is, if they are religious, it's not like my family religious, where
like
it's
overbearing
just,
religious.
right? If they are, they're like me, where they're religious,
yeah.
but but then really just most of my friends are atheists.
Really?
Yeah, like all of my Halstead friends, they're probably all, as far as I'm aware, they're probably all atheists. We don't really talk religion, mostly because they just aren't like the philosophical
give a shit
type.
too.
Yeah, they're not like you and I, where we like to talk about stuff. They're not really philosophical, but
I respect that.
but no, I'd say this: in my social life, the majority of people that I'm friends or acquaintances with are religious, conservative, but then just my tight niche is not.
But like
for the most part,
you're a model human being. As much as you're a shit stirrer and an asshole,
what are you talking about? Come on,
you are a model of what people should be. Like, you're religious. Your favorite comedian is who?
Jim Jeffries, probably.
Who always shits like he's
right.
like he says he hates agnostics more than he hates
yeah,
Christians
right.
because they can't make a choice. But
right.
he's a devout atheist.
Yeah,
but he's hilarious.
Yeah,
so you don't give a shit what he is,
right?
Because he's funny. You love like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye, and
definitely.
like because it's
smart.
It's doesn't mean they're going against your religious. Fuck, right. I'm pretty sure they're both religious. I mean, I would be surprised if they're not. To be honest, even if whatever, not the point.
Yeah.
And like that's how people should be. Like, my favorite person in the world, aside from my son, is my grandma.
Yeah.
Super religious. Super religious.
Yeah.
They want to take my son to church. I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. Like, he should experience it.
I don't.
I
don't think anybody should go as far as to hate a religion until it involves hurting other people.
Yes, agreed.
That is my only problem with Islam. And that, I'll be honest, that's why I'm not entirely against immigration laws. I'm really not. And this may sound bad because I shit on Trump a lot. If I had to pick one side or the other, I would say don't let anybody in. Only because, and I've expressed this in the past, and I'll express it every time just so people think I'm not an Islamophobe, you just don't know. There's no way to tell. I'm not saying, oh, all Muslims are bad Muslims. I'm not Trump. But there are some bad ones. The percentage is super small, less than 10% probably. Right. But there are some, and you just can't tell.
There's more bad Christians than there are Muslims.
Probably, yeah. I mean, not as far as, like...
Not from a religious
volatile,
sense.
like, not,
but
like...
have murdered and whatever else. Just because there's more fucking Christians. In America.
Right, yeah,
but,
right.
No, and, like, for me, I just think we just need to vet deeper.
What do you mean?
Well, we need, like, more background checks, blah, blah, blah. But not even that. I'm more about the vaccination.
Yeah, but vaccinations and vetting doesn't, like, stop you from being a terrorist. You can't always tell you're a terrorist.
No, but I'm not worried. I'm honestly not worried at all about a terrorist attack. But I am worried about catching an illness that I haven't been set up to. I don't think a plane's going to crash into my house.
We don't.
But I do think that an illness could wipe out a good chunk of the country.
Right. We aren't worried about that here, but people in big cities, yeah, I would be.
Well, yeah.
Even the mall.
But they don't worry about tornadoes, and we got to deal with those motherfuckers.
Right.
So, it goes both ways.
Right, I get that.
And if it was that bad, they'd move. Just like if it was that bad tornadoes, we'd move.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far.
No. But isn't it weird, though, that most people that live in big cities actually didn't vote for Trump?
Yeah.
And they're cool with letting people in.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I see videos where it's like, well, the Middle East people, they aren't very friendly to Americans.
No, I mean,
when they're in their country.
Them, no.
So why would I want to let them over here?
But those people that are probably not very nice to Americans probably aren't nice to other Middle Easterns, and so that's why they want to come here. You can look and hope and think that, like, the Western culture has affected those people enough to where they're willing to change.
It has. They're all warmongers now.
Like how the metal scene in Iraq is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like, you kind of got to hope for that.
And you know, just since you bring up metal and the Middle East and stuff, I really think that's a good way to bring people together. Because I went to a metal concert yesterday, and I gotta say, they're one of the most beautiful things that I've experienced in life. Because once you walk through the door, age, race, religion, political bias, they don't matter anymore. You go through and you're there to have a good time. You can party and headbang and mosh with people like you've been friends for years. It brings people together, and you can fuck people up in the mosh pit. You knock them down, but every mosh pit you go to, as soon as someone goes down, there's 3 people there helping them back up.
Yeah.
The person who knocked them down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times I saw that. There, kid you not. There's this dude in the middle of it. He was probably a good 7 feet tall, maybe 300 pounds. He was a big motherfucker. He was knocking people down left and right, but he'd always, every single time, he'd get there and he'd help them back up. He'd hug them, pat them on the head. We're friends. It's an aggression outlet.
It is. Yeah.
And metal music has been shown that it actually calms you down more than it does piss you off.
It does. No, definitely.
So, it's a beautiful chaos.
I think you're right, and I think there's a lot of other things like that too. I mean, for instance, we go after, I mean, I just said I don't like all the Muslims that are super religious, basically.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, but fucking, what else they got? I mean, I'm not trying to be but like, they can't just like chill out with some Netflix.
Right, no,
you know,
too.
Like, I think if we really want world peace, free internet for everyone.
I agree.
And TVs and shit, and allow them to like go to YouTube and fucking
we'll all be lazy and
download
fat,
music.
But at least we aren't fighting.
And ain't no one's gonna who's gonna ruin that dystopia?
Right.
I don't know. That's just. But yeah, on a complete side note, yeah, I do.
I know.
You're a psychotic man, my friend.
I know. I
respect it.
What's that word? It starts with an M, right? Well, sadistic, but I'm a masochist.
Masochist.
Yeah. I'm a masochist. I enjoy the pain and suffering I bring on myself, I guess.
Well, you bring a lot to everyone else, so
well,
I would at least hope.
I'm just trying to dish it out a little bit more.
Anyway, I think that's probably it for us. We went way over what I thought we were going to be.
We're kind of getting a signal now where we need to shut it down.
Yeah, we've been the longest show we've done.
I think so.
Since part 3. Moving to our new thing. So yeah, any of you that are looking to listen to us for a good fucking hour and a half. Or if not, just certain parts.
I wish I could have.
Although you're hearing this now, so what are you gonna do?
I wish I could have disclosed in the beginning this is going to be a really good show.
Yeah,
this was.
It was.
It was very
pretty free throw. Oh, wish we had more. Wish we would have had Wes in. That would have made this show.
Yep.
Yeah, would have loved it. We are still going to do the Gabe Evangelista interview because I know you're like, who the fuck's that? Trying to educate y'all.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot. If you made it this far, you're a fucking trooper. We love you.
Love you lots.